With Georgia Firing Line, and today I'm super excited to talk to us about my favorite shooting exercise with a pistol. You'll see this in classes, you'll see this in matches, and you'll see everybody that you should take seriously about learning from shooting this. This is called the bill drill. So why is the bill drill my favorite exercise in shooting? Because it is a comprehensive exercise that tests everything that you need to perform at a very high level. You have to be able to draw the gun well. You have to be able to manage recoil. Prepping and pressing on the trigger at speed and shot calling in real time are all required to shoot the bill drill at a very, very high level. However, this is also an excellent exercise for newer shooters to get comfortable with the gun, to get comfortable with managing recoil, and in some cases to learn shot calling. This is such a fun exercise to shoot. I highly recommend it to everybody, and if you've ever trained with me at Georgia Firing Line or outside, you know I shoot bill drills in class. This is something that we will always do. So Bill Wilson originally developed the bill drill as a way to test to see if somebody was at the master level of shooting at the time of its development. This is performed at 7 yards with 6 rounds, and the par time for a master level shooter is 2 seconds or below. I can tell you firsthand, it is difficult to achieve that, and the fun comes from the journey, from measuring where you're at now, and then using this like a litmus test to see where you are in the future as you progress down your training schools. For the purposes of training or the purposes of practice at particular ranges that don't allow draw, for the record we do at Georgia Firing Line as long as you're safe, this can also be performed from a compressed ready position. So just like our last video, when you have both grips on the gun and your arms and body are relaxed in good posture, this is a compressed fighting or compressed ready position. I can get that gun moving at a moment's notice, get it up to my eye line to hit the brakes, see what I need to see the dot, call your shot, if you're shooting a red dot, which you should be. And for those of you local to GFL, if you come in here and you want to do this properly with a shot timer, we can loan you a shot timer and show you how it works. So one of the keys to success when shooting bill drills is really getting off of that beep. If you're shooting this with a shot timer, which you should be, when you hear the first utterance of a sound coming from the shot timer, you should already be moving. Whether that's clearing the garment and gripping on the gun, or from compression, getting the gun moving to the deceleration point, those are the important things here. Whenever we talk about compressed shooting, I want to make it perfectly clear that we practice from compression because it emulates where your hands meet during the draw stroke. All right, so just like last time, we're back at our 7-yard line in the classroom, and I have our Cool Fire trainer that we use for a simulator, and it is chalked up, gassed up, ready to go. I have a tap rack trainer in the magazine to stop the slide from locking, and we have a Cool Fire training barrel gas regulator installed. So this is my training gun for right now. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like from compression. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my grips. I'm gonna face my target. My toes, hips, chest, and head are square with that target. This is an important piece of the puzzle. I wanna be perfectly clear. My feet are not totally straight across, okay? I'm in a relaxed position. We call it a fighting stance because it really does look like I'm about to box. So toes are facing forward, feet are just outside of shoulder width, knees are slightly bent or unlocked, and I'm standing in good posture. Don't overthink the stance. It's not worth your effort. So as I'm here, I grip on the gun. I've got good tight grips, dominant control over the pistol. My finger is off the trigger at the beginning. So when I get this gun moving, my vision is set on the center of that A box. And the first one I'm going to demonstrate is going to be very demonstrative. So I want you guys to see what the gun is doing and how it returns because of my grips. So my eyes are on the A zone as I extend the gun out in front of me. Up. Finger off trigger, and then I relax. So there's a pacing here. So I'm shooting based on what I see. I'm seeing my dot inside the confines of the A box, and I'm send, right? 6 rounds. Now, if you're shooting this with iron sights, you're tracking the front sight, and then you're gonna eventually put a dot on the gun. So from here, grips one more time, put a little bit more effort behind it. Left hand's dialed in for grips, finger off the trigger, stand by. Up. So on that one, we saw a little bit more acceleration on the trigger, and the grouping, if it were on paper, would have opened up slightly, but it's not very much. It's still well within the confines of that box. What that tells me in my vision is I can go faster. I can prep the trigger sooner. I can break the trigger sooner than I think during the recoil process. And because of my left hand grip being dominant, it should be staying within the confines of the box. And you can fact check yourself by checking what your dot is telling you. So for this last rep, I'm gonna just let my vision go and I'm gonna shoot this at the speed of my sight. What that means is as long as my dot stays within the confines, I'm gonna press the trigger accordingly. I've got faith in my support hand that it's gonna hold the gun where it needs to be, and we're gonna see what kind of results we get from a visual perspective. Those of you watching this at home, look at the gun. Watch what the gun is doing, because obviously we can't see hits on paper. Stand by. Up. So what I saw, my dot was favoring the upper right edge of the A box, but well within it. So those shots could have been sooner, could maybe have been faster. So let's take this knowledge, let's go into the range, and let's see how it applies in real life. Okay, so we're at the 7-yard line in the range. I've got my target down there, and you should see the target cam somewhere behind me so you can hold me accountable. So what we're doing is the Bill drill. We're gonna draw and fire 6 rounds on target. Bill Wilson says that a 3-second par time is quite good. What we know by professional standards and by master standards, we're looking for 2 seconds and below. We're gonna see how we do. So the goal here is to put them all in the alpha, which is the high center chest box, and these are my first rounds of the day. We're gonna see how it goes. So today I'm shooting a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 full size with a Surefire X300 and a Trijicon SRO. As usual, I like nice things. All right, 6 rounds. Stand by. And a 195. Not bad for the first. Draw was a 108. We're looking at a 19, a 17, a 16, an 18, and a 17. So my splits are round enough. Let me tell you what I saw. I saw my dot come in from the top of the window. It broke the box in the top of the alpha. By the time I was prepped and pressed on the trigger, we have hits on target. So tracking, my dot never left the box. So what that tells me is I could have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner and prepped it in motion. So let's see what that looks like. We're gonna try that one more time. Stand by. Got one on the edge there, living life on the edge. Was that Bon Jovi? Living life on the edge?
You were faster that time.
I agree. The timer does too. So that was a 181. Draw was a 97. 18, 15, 20, 16, and a 15. And we're clean. There's an edge break on there. You'll see it on the camera. Line breaks count. We've discussed it several times. So both of those runs were from the cheater position, and I want to do one from the frame position because you'll see this a lot in classes. So I'm going to go ahead and get set from the frame. Stand by. For a 5-shot Billy. That's what you get when you don't check your mags. All right, but we can still count it out. So that was a 171 for 5 shots. So 103 on the draw, 17 split, 16, 16, 19. If the last shot was a 19, 103 plus 19, that would have been a, or no, excuse me, 171 plus 19 would have been 2 flat?
2 flat.
Would have been 2 flat. Cool.
What is 16, 17, what does all that mean?
So those are the splits. That's the time measured between shots. So from bang, bang was 0.16, 0.16.
Oh my God, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but when we can process, like I can tell you where each one of those shots went because I'm tracking my dot in real time. Every time my dot lifts, that's where a bullet just went. So that shows you a couple reps. Next, we're gonna bring Jared in here and we're gonna get him running up. Jared's one of our instructors in training and I'm very excited to see what he can do. Seeing the dot and calling your shot is always the priority. If you guys like this kind of stuff, let us know. And members, don't forget, you get 10% off training. You can also check the training schedule online for more information. My name is Getty. This is Jared. Be safe.